All right, today we're going to put on our detective hats. We're on a mission to solve a super common and surprisingly expensive digital mystery, one that I bet you've been a part of yourself.
Come on, you know you've done this. You're shopping online, you find exactly what you want, your cart is full, you even get to the checkout page, and then you just close the tab. Why? What makes so many of us do that? It might feel like just a small, random decision, right? But for online businesses, that one little click to close a window is part of a huge, multi-billion-dollar problem. They are absolutely desperate to figure out what's going on in that exact moment. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to treat this just like a detective case. Our mission is to crack the case of the abandoned cart. And to do that, well, we're going to need a special set of tools. This right here is our official detectives toolkit. It's called the Data Science Lifecycle. Now, don't let the fancy name fool you. Forget the jargon for a minute. Just think of it as a step-by-step guide. The exact kind of process any good detective would use to go from a confusing mystery to a solved case, using nothing but the clues left behind in the data. Every investigation has to start at the scene of the crime, right? Well, in our case, the scene isn't a dusty room, it's a website. And the fingerprints, they're all digital. This whole first phase is all about collecting those clues and following that data trail. So, here's how the investigation really kicks off. First, our detective has to define the mission. What's the actual question? It's, why are customers leaving? Simple enough. Then they gather all the evidence, and I mean everything. Every click, every page view, every single item added to a cart. But this raw data is always a total mess. It's like a jumbled box of clues. That's why step 3 is so crucial. Cleaning it all up, fixing the errors, making it usable. Only then can the real exploration begin, sifting through all those clues, looking for a lead. Okay, and this is where the case gets really exciting. After all that careful prep work, all that gathering and cleaning, you start to see things that were totally hidden before. The data actually starts telling a story. This is that classic moment in any investigation, you know? After staring at thousands of what look like random data points, footprints going in every direction, a clear path suddenly starts to emerge. The clues begin to connect, and they all start pointing towards a single answer. And boom, there it is, the breakthrough. The data makes it crystal clear it's not random at all. The vast majority of people bail on their carts at 2 very specific moments: the payment step, and, this is the really big one, the exact second they see an unexpected shipping fee pop up. So this is a huge turning point. We've gone from asking what is happening to knowing why it's happening. The mystery is basically solved. But a great detective doesn't just solve the case, they try to prevent the next crime. The culprit here isn't a person. It's that reason for leaving. And now we can actually build a system to stop it. And this brings us to prevention. Our detective now builds what's called a predictive model. Think of it like a smart system that learns all the warning signs from past data. It watches a customer's behavior in real time and can pretty accurately predict if they're about to leave. After testing it to make sure it's accurate, they put it to work. Now, the moment the system flags a customer who's likely to leave because of shipping costs, it can automatically offer them free shipping right then and there, solving the problem before it even happens. And finally, they keep an eye on it, always tweaking and improving it to keep it effective. It's not just about solving the mystery anymore. It's about making sure it never happens again. Now look, cracking the case of the abandoned shopping cart is just one example. This exact same detective process, this life cycle, is being used right now to solve some of the biggest, most important problems in the entire world. Seriously, this process is everywhere. In manufacturing, companies like GE use it to analyze sensor data from jet engines to predict when they'll need maintenance before a part fails. That saves time and makes flying safer. In finance, PayPal and others analyze millions of transactions in milliseconds to stop fraud before it goes through. And in healthcare, AI is being trained on the same kind of process to look at medical images and help doctors spot diseases earlier and more accurately. The mystery is always different, but the method for cracking the case, it's the same. So at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway from all this? Data science can sound really intimidating, right? Full of complex math and crazy algorithms, but its real power, at its heart, comes from this simple, clear, and repeatable process for finding answers. It's really just about being a good detective. Ask the right questions, gather the clues, find the pattern, and then most importantly, act on it.
So the next time you're facing some big, confusing problem, try to remember this process. The clues to the answer are almost always out there, hiding in the data. The only real question is, what mystery is waiting for you to become the detective?